All right. So we got another good one coming up. I'm excited about this one. We looking at Kellen Moore. I already told y'all I was going to be doing this. We looking at Kellen Moore in the red zone because the red zone is something that's exponentially important because the Cowboys have been doing good outside the red zone. Once again, we're number one in yards. We are also number one in points. But, when you look at it from the Cowboys perspective, if you look at it from a fan perspective, you can see clearly to where there was some frustration with the offense, especially within the last 6 weeks. Now, I'm going to tell everybody that a lot of that was overrated, okay? A lot of that was overkill on the risks that was going on with the Dallas Cowboys. Everything with the Dallas Cowboys is always going to be overplayed. That's just how the game goes. It's the life of dealing with Dallas. That's all it is. It's the life of dealing with Dallas. So, it's nothing we can really do about that. But at the same time, we very aware that the red zone is something that we're going to need, and we're going to answer the question. We go get into the actual film breakdown of this recent game against the Washington football team, and we go answer the question, is Kellen Moore in his bag? Because that's a good question, because one of the things that I want us to know, because I want people to share in my optimism. I'm feeling real good about where we are right now, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm liking how we're processing. We're processing very, very good, very, very efficient. And I'm going to tell everybody, we are where we're supposed to be. We are in the right place. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. We are where we're supposed to be. So y'all stay with us. I'm gonna break this all the way down, and we're gonna answer the question. Is Kellen Moore already in his red zone bag? Let's get it. All right, we doing it a little bit different today. We going right into it and answering the question. We're not doing the intro. We're not doing any of that cool stuff. I love intros and all that kind of stuff. But I want to get right into the content today. I also don't have the chat on, so I'm going to just kind of fly through this. I can't even see the comments right now. It's just what it is. But I want to get right into the film breakdown. This is live, so it's no real prep on this. So I'm going to get right into it, especially from the final word yesterday. Something that my boy Big Game James talked about. I want to recap it. Here we go. Listen to this.
I think, but you know what? Somebody gave me a stat, boss. I was in my feed, and they said that this year in the red zone at home, Dallas is like number 2 in the league. On the road, they're like 28th.
So real big point he just made. I haven't verified that, but if that's true, that is big. So I want y'all to continue to listen to him. Now, he said that he saw on his page somebody sent him some data that was showing that we're number 2 in the red zone when we play at home, but we're 28 on the road.
Wow. So that stood out to me.
Yeah.
Because Dallas may have to travel. And here's my thing. Dallas is a good road team. Like, it ain't like Dallas, we sorry on the road. Dallas can definitely travel and win on the road. We can win on the road. But that red zone is very discerning. if it's ranked 28th when you go into opposing team, because that can't happen in the playoffs. You feel me, big dogs?
Totally.
That cannot happen. But once again, if we run in that offense through Amari Cooper, I feel a lot better because it's just the offense. I see it, man. It's more explosive. I feel great when you're walking into the playoffs like that.
Yeah. So just kind of recapping what Big Game James was saying. One of the big things that made this offensive go, and he brought that up, was Amari Cooper. Okay. And so, but Amari Cooper has always been somebody that has helped this offense, especially in between the 20s. What about the red zone? Because we don't win on yards. We win games based on points. So I'm going to go right into the film and let's break down his red zone execution. So this was the first red zone play, getting right into it. And what you will see is basically they use concepts to misdirect. Okay. So that's the key thing to see, is that basically looking at the route combinations that they did, it was a lot of misdirection in the red zone, and good job by Kellen Moore, running a quick dig with CeeDee Lamb, a slant with Amari, and with Gallup, he ran a skinny post, but it was all a clear out deception to sneak Zeke underneath. And so looking at that, you can see to where the play calling is a lot more simple, but also very much common sense, and another walk-in touchdown for Dak. Now, when you go look at the stats, you'll see a lot of success under Dak, but especially when you really look at this close, a lot of this was play calling. It was play calling. Very good design by Kellen Moore on the first red zone. So we go take a look at the second red zone play. Now, this is another play to where he's using something that I call fake keys. Okay, so I got to talk about this from a defensive perspective. Okay, because I play defense, so I can tell you a lot what's going on. A lot of times defensive players have to read what's called keys, okay, especially on the goal line. So what a key is basically when you see somebody that you're supposed to guard indicate based on their body and what they're doing, it's supposed to tell you the play that's coming. It's called a key. That's why they call it a key. It's supposed to unlock what the offense is doing. So let me give you an example. So when I played corner, right, and it was nobody split out to my side, my first key that I had to read was the tight end. And I was taught that if he blocked down, that it was automatic run and to come up fast and field and keep outside leverage. That was my key. Now, if he released, it was pass, and then I supposed to, if it was man coverage, obviously guard that tight end, or if it's zone, sink into my zone. That's called a key. But what you would see Kellen Moore was doing, which is advanced, Kellen Moore was giving what's called fake keys, and I'm gonna show it. So if you look closely, you look at the order of the route combinations with the keys, okay? So you'll see Gallup run a drag, which I didn't think was smart. You'll also see Cooper do a clear out, okay, with a 7 route, right? So then you go also see Pollard do the play action and sail run. But the real key is Schultz. And the deception is going to be Schultz pretending to block to give a fake key so that the play action is believable. Now, that's a lot of concept stuff that I just said, but it's all true. So I'm going to go through it again. The concept is to give you a fake key by selling run and play action. This also works well when your running game has been successful because you make the defense more susceptible to bite on the fake keys. So watch Schultz closely as he releases. And it's the play calling again that's going to make another easy touchdown. So as you just let it play, watch Schultz, keep your eyes on Schultz and watch his key. He's pretending to block. And everybody is selling hard the play action. But the block is the fake key, which allows him to get a clean release for an easy touchdown. Once again, that's Kellen Moore in his bag. Now, this is one of my favorite plays in the red zone because this is where Kellen Moore is being just frankly fundamental. Okay, because it's trips on the right side. The strength with the tight end is set to the left side. Okay, but they're going to also advance that strength with the counter trap using power game, and they're going to actually pull Zach Martin and Lael. And the key to this play is also Schultz getting a good block on that defensive back, which is going to give Zeke the edge. This is just fundamental play calling. And they're going to get the edge because Kellen Moore pulled those guys and switched the strength post snap. And the key to this play is Lael. See, Lael don't look fancy right here. Nothing looks fancy on what he's doing. But what I want you to notice is the speed of his pull. 1, 2, once Lael gets that block, him pushing that defender back 2 more yards is what gave Zeke that extra amount of inches to power on in the end zone. Once again, you got Kellen Moore with the play calling in the red zone and doing a good job. So, and he continued because Kellen Moore, what I liked about this is it wasn't cute, it wasn't fancy, it was fundamentals. This is another fake key play. This is what you call fake keys, obviously, because now it's really a really good fake key because you're using sprinkle, pre-snap to load the right side, which indicates run to a defense, and the least amount, the person you would least expect the most would be Steele to get this ball because he's going to block down just like Schultz did, show run action, and then release. It's the play calling that's going to spring this. Again, by Kellen Moore clearly being in his bag. This is a deceptive fundamental play. He shows run and he releases. That's called a fake key. He gave the defense something fake to key on, and he released, left that linebacker in no man's land. So this is a particular play that I'm also very proud of Kellen Moore with, because what you're going to see is what's called a flood concept. And see, the flood concept is perfect for zones. And you would say, boss, why did they use flood as a concept? So think about a flood. When you think about a flood is supposed to be basically too much, right? Just think about it like that. A flood is too much. It's too much to handle. It's like it's nothing you can do to get rid of it because it's just too much. So that's why I want you to understand the concept that he was doing here. So the concept works when you flood in a zone, right? And he flooded it with 3 layers worth of threats. Okay. So first he's going to send a tight end on a quick out to flood the zone. He's going to then send Amari on a 10-yard out. He's going to also send Cooper on a 20-yard out. That's called flooding the zone. Now, what he's doing is he's trying to get any one of those defenders to make a mistake or hesitate. The key thing also about this that I want you to know with this route concept from Kellen Moore is that this is intentionally targeting the short side of the field. So I want you to notice that the ball is on the left hash, meaning that the short side of the field is not now the left side. So you would say, why wouldn't they use the right side? Going back to Kellen Moore and his bag in the red zone is because the details tell you that basically it's a shorter throw. So after you flood the zone, conceptually, what you want to do is you want to have a short, quick throw for Dak because he got to fit it in there fast. And he's looking for hesitation from any one of the secondary people to take what's called the cheese. The cheese is the lower level threats or even a higher level threat from CeeDee Lamb. If he can get that corner to sink, which he did, that's touchdown. And the scheme itself is why this was open. So I wanted to really kind of break this down because Kellen Moore, you know, he's been getting a spanking. You know, people have been letting him have it. But it's also some good things about Kellen Moore, right? That Kellen Moore, to me, used this game to tell the whole world, get off my back. Shut up. When it comes to this red zone, I got this. Yeah, he been dropping ball. He's been predictable. There's been conspiracy theories out there thinking, has he been holding back? But see, this is the good thing about what just happened. The Redskins and the way we scored in the red zone was so effective, but we are not supposed to be that effective with a formidable opponent, with somebody that know us very well. So going back to the question and why I feel encouraged, is Kellen Moore already in his red zone playoff bag? Well, when I look at the concepts of what he's been doing, to me, this game indicates that he is. And that he has some tricks in his bag that he can pull out at the proper time that makes the appropriate amount of sense. So this is not going to be a long video because this is a concept video. This is something that shouldn't take that long to explain, because you can see through the concepts that even though you can see that Dak got a lot of credit for the 4 touchdowns, if we really look close at the play calling, you can really see that's what really sprang everything. It was the play calling. It was the fake keys. It was using the boundary for short throws. It was the flood concepts. It was the play calling mixed with the execution that got you what you saw with that epic blowout. And I want to go back to what Big Game James said, because if the Cowboys can continue the trend of being exponentially good in the red zone, I mean, between the 20s, but if Kellen Moore can also continue his hot streak when he's at home in the red zone, we're going to walk to the Super Bowl. Not run, not jog. It's going to be a cool walk because we are getting the yards. We are getting the points at home. The question is, can we take that type of red zone performance on the road? And I would say, based on the schemes that we just saw, if he continues that, why not? Because the red zone schemes was not based on your talent. It was based on Kellen Moore drawing up the right plays that schemed his guys open. So if you like this content, this is live. I can't see what's going on, make sure you like and subscribe to Boss Cowboy Sports, okay? Because that's how you go get this type of content, to where you're gonna be able to clearly see what's going on. And hopefully people can see why I'm so confident, because I'm not afraid of Arizona. I'm not afraid of Green Bay. I'm not afraid of Tampa. I'm not afraid of any of those guys, because so much of this is coming together at the right time. The stuff that you wanted to see, you're seeing. So I also wanted to tell y'all, because I put some links in the description. When I say a lot of stuff is coming together, it is. Make sure y'all click on the link in the description on a video I did on Mike McCarthy and the load management that he's been doing. It's what a lot of people are not seeing. We also just had a fire show with the final word. I put that in the description as well, because a lot of those videos are close to 1,000. I want y'all to review the content, because I believe it's great content. And I think it's going to help you develop the confidence to see that we're not what Stephen A said. We're not an accident waiting to happen. We're not any one of those
but you know what somebody gave
weird analogies that people like to say about us. We are a good team, and everything is coming together, most importantly, at the right time. So y'all stay with Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter, because we're going to continue to get this type of content. And hopefully this answers some questions about Kellen Moore and his red zone execution with the details of his concepts. Y'all stay up. Peace.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.